Hi, this is Mark Littleton, the minister of the Word for the Athens Church of Christ, with today's 3-minute sermon. We're looking again this week at a beautiful psalm in the Old Testament, Psalm 91, where in verses 14, 15, and 16 of that psalm, God makes some beautiful promises to us in the midst of our pain and our loneliness. I know that many of you right now are probably struggling. You're feeling very isolated and very lonely because of the circumstances that we're living through right now. And I want you to hear these promises. We looked at 4 of them last week, and Lord willing, again this week, Monday through Thursday, we're going to look at another promise each day. 4 more promises that God makes to us in the midst of our pain and loneliness. The promise I want to share with you today is found in Psalm 91, down in verse 15, where God says this. He simply says, I will rescue him. I will rescue him. That's what God promises when we know him through his son Jesus. In the midst of our pain and loneliness, he will be our rescuer. He will rescue us. The word in the Hebrew is a word that had one meaning, but it was used in a couple of different ways. The basic meaning of this word that's translated rescue means to lift up and to strip off. That's what the word means, to lift up and to strip off. It was used in a couple of different ways, though. One of the usages of the word meant to lift a person out of a place of danger and put them into a place of safety. And so that's one way the word was used, to literally talk about taking someone out of a dangerous situation and putting them into a place of safety. But there was another way this word was used. It was also used as a military term that carried the idea of lifting up and stripping off. They used it as soldiers to talk about taking off their normal clothes that they would wear and putting on their armor, putting on the uniform for battle that they would need, to lift up and to strip off. And the idea of that word when it was used in that sense was, in essence, to prepare for battle. And I think both of those usages fit this promise that God makes here in Psalm 91, verse 15. I will rescue him. I think what God is saying to us is, yes, sometimes he will take us out of a place of danger and he will put us into a place of safety. But there are other times where he doesn't necessarily take us out of the place of danger, but he lifts us up so that he can put the armor on us that we're going to need, so that we can be ready to stand right where we are, to stand firm for him in the midst of the adversity and in the midst of the difficulty. So that's my challenge to you today, friend. Remember that God promises if you know him through Jesus, he's going to be your rescuer. Sometimes that means he will take you out of a dangerous place and put you into a place of safety. But sometimes it means he will lift you up so that he can put the armor on you that you need to have, so that you can stand for him and make a difference for him right where you are. And maybe today, that's where some of us find ourselves. We're in the midst of a difficult situation of pain and loneliness. Maybe God wants us to armor up right where we are so that we can make a difference for him. Lord willing, we're going to see you again tomorrow as we look at another promise God makes to us when we find ourselves in the midst of loneliness. Join us again tomorrow for another 3-minute sermon. God bless.